Okay, so what I want to do now is explain the distributive property. So what we had was this question. We had 2x minus 4 equals 28. Now let's think for a minute. This 2 means 2 times. If the question was 2 times x, then that would mean x plus x. Do we all agree with that? That's what 2x means. It means an x plus an x. So 2 times x plus, or 2 times x minus 4 means x minus 4 plus x minus 4 equals 28. Do we agree with that? Okay. How many x's do we have here? 2. How many negative 4's do we have here? 2. Another way to say 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Notice the distributive property is just a shortcut way of saying 2 times everything inside the brackets. That's how the distributive property works, and that's why it works. Okay, so that's why we use it, and that's how it works. So it makes this easier than having to write out so many x minus 4's, right? Okay. So let's look at C. I've got negative 3, x minus 5 plus 4 equals 8x plus 52. Now that's a whole bunch of things going on there. Let's look at the distributive property first. And if you follow BEDMAS, what you're actually doing, you're not doing brackets because you're not doing anything inside the brackets. You're not doing exponents. There's no exponents. You're not doing division, but you're here. You're doing multiplication. You're doing negative 3 times x, negative 3 times negative 5. So that gives us negative 3x plus 15 plus 4 equals 8x plus 52. Now my suggestion is to clean it up as soon as you can. See this 15 and the 4? I'd put that together and get one number. So I would get negative 3x plus 19 equals 8x plus 52. Now some people might be saying, well, how do I get a positive 15 here? Well, it's a negative 3 times a negative 5. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So that becomes positive. That's important to realize, right? So now what do I do? Well, I want to get all the numbers on one side and all the letters on another. It doesn't really matter which side is which, but I like to make sure all of my variables are positive. It makes my life easier later on. So I'm actually going to move the negative 3x over here. That's going to make it positive, and it's going to go with a positive 8. I'm going to move my 52 over here. So this is what I'm going to end up with. Positive 19 minus 52 equals 8x plus 3x. I use my calculator for the 19 minus 52. I get negative 33. And 8 plus 3 is 11. So I get 11x. Now that looks a little odd, so I change it. I put the 11x on this side, and I put the negative 33 on this side because it looks better to me. And then the last step is to get x by itself. What's the 11 doing to the x? Multiplying. What's the opposite? Division. And that gives you your final answer. There's some homework at the bottom here. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to give the kids in class about 10-15 minutes to get going on this. Practice it. Make sure you're good at it. Kids at home, I suggest you do the same thing, and then we're going to continue.